So, I was bored, so I thought I'd do a little video of the modifications that I've made to my Lanshan one. Some of you have seen some of the mods that I've done. I don't think I really showed them in any detail exactly what I did. They're quite minimal. I have seen, who I won't name, on YouTube, a few people that have made the most ridiculous of modifications to the Lanshan one. I think one person had made, I think it was around 16 modifications, which quite frankly, before I bought a Lanshan one, I think I actually commented and said if I had to make that many modifications to a shelter, then I seriously wouldn't buy it. But as my research went off onto various tangents, directions, I started to see that the main thing with the Lanshan one is you have to pitch it really well. Now if you're willing to spend some time with it and pitch it correctly, there are very few modifications you need to make to this shelter. Very few. I would probably say 3 at the most, maybe not even that. But anyway, let's take a look at what I've done. We'll start off with the guy ropes, guy lines. These lines are 2mm and they are a Spectra type material, like a Dyneema. Now I think it's really important to be able to guy out the Lanshan one quite wide. You need, I think, on this main guy line, I would say probably needs to be at least 4 meters, 3 meters. I think mine's about 4 meters, I'm not really sure, to be honest. So I have the ability in strong wind to really clamp this tent down to the ground should I need to. Obviously I've got rid of that ram's head business. That's just a plastic ring because I've put this length in, looped it round through the main tie-out point on 4mm bungee, and then on this tie-out point at the top, which is usually for hanging from a tree. If you wanted to, you could take this tie-out point, flip it over, and maybe take a guy line out to the rear of the Lanshan if you really wanted to. I don't think you'd probably need to go that far. Now I have made the biggest, most important modification to this Lanshan I think anybody can do, and that is eliminating this hook and eye system here. So you've got a hook down here and then you've got the eye here, which basically separates, holds up the interior, as you all know. By the way, I'm aiming this little short video at people that are new to buying a Lanshan or thinking about buying a Lanshan but have been put off by all the silly videos going around online saying you need to do this, you need to do that. You don't need to do many things. So there's a length of bungee looped there and a loop on the end. That's 4mm and it's simply pulled out. I think that length there is about, I think it's about 400mm, that is. No, it's not, it's less than that. 300 unstretched, about 300, I think, 350. And basically just taken out and looped over the peg. Makes a huge difference, huge. But what I will say is, a little hack really, with tent peg size. These tent pegs are 250s. Now, if you're willing to use a longer peg, obviously they're going to be heavier. You can leave this system as it is standard from 3F. Leave that hooked up there, and when you slide the fly tie out quite high onto the peg, it naturally lifts the interior of the shelter. So in essence, you don't really need to do this mod, but it's simple and it's effective, and you don't really have to use pegs that are so long. But I think it's advantageous to use longer pegs. I know there's a weight penalty, but the ones that come with it are useless. So yeah, I mean, that peg has gone in longer, deeper than it needs to be perfectly honest. Let's just remove it so you can have a look at it. That's a good size peg. It really is a good size peg. Let's just pop that back in there for now. Okay. And the other modification, well, it's not a modification really. I've seen people using carbon fibre poles, all elaborate systems of guys going up over the top of the Lanshan and back. Oh, just don't. Titanium peg, they are heavy. These are long, okay? These are 300 mil, I think, or 350. I can't actually remember. Does it say on there? Oh, this is peg porn, isn't it? Let's be honest about it. This really is. So yeah, with this, you can get the lift by just using a longer peg. Look at the lift on that, look. Don't put too much tension in this, folks, because you'll buckle the interior of the shelter. If you start pulling it too much, you'll pull it all out of shape. So, nice long peg. Slide your line up. Then you've got some lift, look. There you go. Then look at the lawn. The dog pees all over it, I know. Taut, isn't it? Very taut. Here's another little mod. Stupid bloody things these are. I'll put some bungee on that. 2.5mm bungee cord. Just basically looped it, pulled it through on itself through this webbing strap. So it's just a bit more secure. I think that's it, isn't it? And I've got a substantial peg here as well. That's like I normally use. I've got the corkscrew type one in there. That's a hefty thing, that is. Oh my god, you can't hardly pull these things out. Oh my god. Oh, that's bringing the dirt up with it. You've got to twist them. I'd really recommend these. Highly recommend those. It's like a corkscrew effect. They're really good. So yeah, I thought I'd do that video because I was bored. I hope some of you have found it useful. Doesn't look as taut at the moment, obviously, because the doors aren't open. The doors are closed. Sorry, the doors are open. But you don't have to make many mods, folks. Don't let anybody lead you into believing that you do need to make tons of mods to this shelter. You don't. It's a great little shelter. My only concern is when I take it away with me in June to the St Helen Way, that it's going to be a bit of a piglet to pitch on uneven ground, which is why I did ask. I've asked a few people what it's like, and some people have said, no, it's not great. I'd take another shelter if you're going for a week. Other people have said, yeah, fine, you know, I've had no problems. But yeah, it's a great shelter, to be perfectly honest. I think the interior space, if you're under 6 foot and you're quite a minimal camper, I think it's ideal. As I said, my only reservation is, you know, it is a bit finicky to pitch on uneven ground, and it does take rather a large footprint if you're having to, you know, pin it out in bad weather. But, you know, if you've got a nice calm day, you don't really have to pin it out as far as some people have, like, you know, 5 metre guy lines stretched right out. You need a football pitch to do that, wouldn't you, with this? This isn't pinned out too far, look. You can see where that is. That's not much, that's only about 2 metres to the top there, and that's ideal. It is very still today. Yep. Let me know what you think, or, you know, if you need me to explain anything. I don't think you should, but ciao ciao folks.